Hey friends, thank you for stopping by my channel. I'm Nikki and this is Nikki Jo Budgets, and today we are budgeting our first paycheck of the month of May. So let's get started. I have my cash tray here. I have my calculator. I'll set that over here for now. And we have our budget sheet. So earlier in the month, well, earlier this week, we did our whole May budget. So this is our paycheck budget for the week that we had filled out. I want to note some changes on here. I had put on here that I budget in for my mileage. I do not count that as income. I don't know why I put it on here or what I was thinking. So all we're going to count for income is the budgeted amount of $1,100 for one paycheck. Okay. Down here, I've put my highlights on for my green and my orange for the two different accounts that I use to where my paycheck goes. Part of it goes into this account. That's green, which is a checking account for one bank, and the other part goes into the other account, which is a checking account in another bank that earns interest, and that is orange. I filled in my actuals that I had to spend instead of, here's what I budgeted, here's what the actuals were. I have my actuals put in down here for my debt costs. And then over here on my variable expenses, we always put $150 in the wallet. This paycheck, the dogs get $30. I did have some business expenses that I had to pay this month or this week out of this check that were not figured in. So that's on here now. And that left us with $123 in sinking funds. As always, I'll fill this part out off camera. And then we are going to take our $123 plus the $30. Let's see, we have the 150 plus the dogs. Oh, and that I think actually included the dogs. So, whoops, let's do this. Sinking funds will actually be 93, not 123, because I wrote the dogs separate. So let me clear that off. That's actually 93. So we're able to put $93 into our sinking funds today. So we have 150 plus 30 plus 93. So we are going to be cash envelope stuffing $273. So let's go over to our cash envelope budget here. And today is the first. With my out of my direct deposit, we are going to cash envelope budget or stuff $273. I've already figured out where it's going and what the cash needed is. So let's count and make sure we have $273 here in our cash tray. So let me pull the cash tray over here and see what we've got. We have 150. We have 20, 40, 60. And tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. And in our ones, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. And that gives us our total of $273. So our cash is correct. All right, guys, so let's get to stuffing our weekly envelopes here. I'm going to set that aside for now. And we are going to start with the wallet. That's what we usually start with here. So let's get the wallet opened up. All right, all of my envelopes right now. Oh, I'll get my receipts out for my fetch and set them on the tray here. All of my wallet envelopes are empty. I had nothing left over for this week. Everything was spent. So let's get these filled in here. So for my gas envelope, it gets $30. So it's getting a 20 and a 10. If you're new here, I do use prop money. The $150 for my wallet goes into a separate checking account, and that is the debit card that I use to spend any of this money. This is prop money, and as I spend it on my debit card, I'll take it out of here, put it back in the tray so that I can keep track of, I don't have to keep getting on the bank and checking my account and see how much is left per category. So this works for me. It doesn't work for everybody. Some people need to have, whoops, so sorry. Some people need to have physical cash. I don't like to have physical cash. I don't want to keep it in my house. I like to just swipe my card. So this is how I do it. I work with prop money. All right, so takeout is getting 30. And I think with my next pay, I might be adjusting the amounts that I put in here with the gas prices. I definitely need to increase my gas price or budget, and I need to increase my grocery budget. Groceries get $60. Personal gets 20, so I'm getting 2 10s for personal. And then buffer gets $10, which will be 2 5s. And then for that, the wallet is stuffed and ready to go for the next 2 weeks. Stick that back up here. Next, we are going to stuff the dog binder. And this week, the dogs get 30, and that's going to go in their food envelope because it is time for them to have food again. So 20, 40, 50, 60. And then I will stick that in here for food, and then I will get that subscription paid. So the dogs are done. And the last envelope we are going to stuff today is going to be for our sinking funds that we play for our games. So our stuff and save always gets $16, and that is in ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, I was only doing 7 before, but I'm bumped it up to 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that is going to go in our stuff and save. I'll get my paper clip out to keep one set separate. All right. Monday minis for the 2 weeks gets 15, and 20 of that is in ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let me recount that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus 1, 5 for that one. Oh, my paper clips aren't in there. I'll have to find them. I'm not sure. Oh, they're right here. And then the second set of Monday minis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And 1, 5. Monday mini games we play with $15 each week. So this is the money for both Mondays before I get paid again. So there's that. Tuesday Tinies. And let me put this other paper clip on real quick before I forget. As this goes in the stuff and save. And there. And then, did I put both Mondays in paper clips? I did not. So I'm missing a pink paper clip. So I got to find that and I'll fix that. Okay, Tinies gets, plays with $6 each week. So there's 5 and 6. And there's 1 week. And 2 weeks. We'll put that in for our tinies. And then Christmas gets 25 this time. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. We'll stick that in here. And that is it for our sinking funds. And then we have 110 left, and that goes in the birthdays envelope. And I don't think I mentioned the birthdays envelope earlier, or folder, binder. Jeez Louise. So let me get that real quick. All right, this is our birthday binder. And like we discussed before, I do not have any birthdays in the month of May or June, but I do in July. And the first birthday in July, the only one as of right now until the new baby's born, is my mom. So that $10 goes in mom's until it's fully funded. And that is all we have out of our paycheck today. So there we go. Binders are done. Now, in case you're wondering, since I use prop money, how this works. So $273 is what we budgeted for, or what we stuffed today. $150 of that goes into my wallet account, my checking account that I use for my wallet money. And the rest of it will go in my high yield savings account and will get transferred into their accounts when they hit a certain amount. So when I have, for example, when I have $50 to put toward birthdays, then I dump the whole $50 into the bucket in the high yield savings account. But right now, $93 is going into the savings and $150 into my personal checking. So that's how we budget and stuff for our paychecks. I hope you like this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. My cash tray is from Savings with Grace. My binders are from H&K Gifts. And my budget sheets and my budget planner are from Keleva Plan. So I will try to link all of those below. Sometimes I say I'm going to link them and then I forget, but I'll try to remember to do that today. I will be scanning my receipts into my Fetch app, and I'm getting real close to my first $50 gift card. I'm trying hard to get to that. I will finish this. Oh, also, when I get the mileage check, I will be adding it to this envelope budget and adding, I don't know if I'll use the same page, probably a clean page, but we'll see how much of that we can stuff into some of our sinking funds. All right, guys, if you have any questions, like I said, leave them below. I know it gets a little confusing, but as we go, it'll be a little more consistent and not so choppy, and you'll understand exactly how this works. Again, I'm putting $93 in my high yield account, and I'm putting $150 into my personal checking that I use just for my wallet money. All right, guys. Well, I hope you had a great week. It is Friday. Tomorrow I will be posting my stuff and save for Saturdays. Then we will have our Monday video, our Tuesday video, and hopefully our Christmas video. We'll do a Christmas stuffing this week. And that's all I've got for tonight. So thank you again. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Come back and see me. And have a great and God-filled evening. Bye, guys. Hey, guys. Forgot to put this in the video, so I'm adding it here to the end. So once we transfer that money into our accounts and into our buckets, we need to track it in our trackers. So I've got my poo binder here. Let's get the trackers out. So we have the 3 trackers that we have right now, and today we are going to add one because, ooh, that is really close. Let me back you up. Hold on one second here. There we go. We're going to add another tracker because we're starting the dog's tracker. So, and I didn't start that yet for the dog binder because I was waiting to switch from Chewy to Tractor Supply for their food. So, in our Capital One today, I just told you all together we were going to be, we cash enveloped, stuffed $273. Okay, so $273. So $150 of that went to my personal checking account that I'll use my debit card for my weekly expenses. So that put 123 to go to high yield accounts. So of that 123, let me start our dog category here. So we have the dogs. Okay. And so today, since I hadn't opened it before, I had 30 in the binder already, and then I added 30 today. So for a total of $60 is what went into their bucket account today. I'm sorry there's a glare. I always fight with the glare from this light, and I don't know what to do about it, you guys. I'm so sorry, but there's nothing I can do. So hopefully you can see. So I'm putting on this tracker here for the dogs today, since I just started their bucket account today, May 1st, they get $60. Okay? Then we didn't put anything in the emergency fund today. In the Christmas fund, out of that 123, I gotta take the 30 out for the dogs. We had $93 left. So out of that, we put 25 in Christmas. So we'll write that on here. So today in our bucket accounts, we added $25. I need to put my pluses here. So we now have $125 in our Christmas club, in our Christmas bucket. Okay? And then the rest of what was left was $68. That goes into the savings challenge binders and our sinking funds, but we don't have buckets for them yet. So we add that to our high yield savings, just our one savings account. We are adding $68. And there's already $230 in there. Actually, yeah, there's $230 in there. And we added 68 today, which gives us $298. But 30 of that went to the dogs because it hadn't been dumped into the bucket yet. So now on May 1st, we're going to put minus 30 because we put it in the dog bucket. So our high yield savings account has $268 that will be dispersed into other categories when those categories get more. So we have 60 for the dogs, 40 in our emergency fund, 125 in our Christmas, 268 in our high yield. And if we add all that together, just in the bank, what we have saved so far, since I started my channel, March 1st, we've saved $493. And I saved small amounts. You guys know that. So look how fast we saved $500. All right. Now, one thing we need to go back to is the dogs. Let me make sure I have these in the right order here. Okay. So we need to go back to the dog envelope because I did order their dog food because I set up their account, and their dog food was we do a minus here. The dog food costs $40.98. So we take that 60 minus 40.98, and that leaves them with $19.02 left in their account. So let's get their binder and take out some money. So they had 60, 20, 40, 50, 60. And now they should have $19.02. So we're going to take $40 out. And we're going to make some change. Making some change. One of these 10s, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5 is 10. And they should only have 19 in their account because I'm not counting the 2 cents. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So $19 is what is going to go in this envelope because then that matches what I have in their actual high yield savings accounts. The dogs have $19 right now. And then we'll just keep adding to theirs like we do everything else. Put the tracker back in here. And sorry, I forgot to put that on the end. I'm going to connect a poo in a different way. I think I'm going to take this red thing off because it's kind of getting in the way. So anyways, now we're at the end of our video. Sorry about that. You guys have a great and God-filled weekend. See ya.